Hi there everyone, welcome to WIP Wednesday. If you are new to my channel, WIP Wednesday is Work in Progress Wednesday, where I just start working on whatever page I'm currently doing and, kind of chat about what's going on behind the scenes or about me. So I had started this series over a year ago and I have been on a little bit of a break from it, but I am back now, so let's get to it. So I have a few WIPs, but I don't know if I'm going to work on them today. So I have this one here from Mystic Art Mirrors that just needs its background done and then like a few accent details, but I just don't feel like doing a background right now. So it's sitting off to the side. Same with this one. This one is from Mariel Labudek's, I think it's called Cute Mermaids, but all it needs is its background done as well. I was going to kind of make it look like she was sitting at the ocean floor and then blue at top. And that's all that I need to do, other than maybe add some sparkle, I guess, as well. This one is also from that same Mariel Labudek book. It's actually almost done. I just need to add some sparkly elements, maybe even just a clear glaze to the jellyfish. I did the background with gelatos, and then I did add some sparkle to her tail, and I may add more on this part though. I'm not sure, but that one is still kind of a WIP. I was debating if I wanted to start on this one. I've done a lot of mermaids already for Mermaid. I have this one as well that I started yesterday on Mother's Day, and I just need to do the background of it. So it came from Enchanted Faces. Now that's this pocket-sized book from Hannah Lynn. Yesterday I decided to break the spine on this one. It's actually really easy to do, and I'll probably make a video for you guys. There's a few methods to doing it, but the easiest is if you have a heat tool. You can actually just heat up the glue on the binding and it just falls apart. So I thought, well, since I went through all the effort, and by that I mean the whole 5 minutes it took to do, you'll see a few burn marks. You gotta be careful. I was getting a little too close and not paying attention, but I figured I would start on another one of these. This is one of my 10 books to finish. I'm hoping to finish it this month. Before I get started, just as a reminder, WIP Wednesday is an adult color and chat. It is laid back. I'm not editing to make it short and punchy. This is literally like kind of a behind the scenes hangout, and I talk about me, my life, and everything. So if you don't like chatty anything, please move on to like one of my other videos, because I sometimes get comments, and that is one reason I had quit WIP Wednesdays for a few months, was the comments about it was too chatty. But this is an adult color and chat hangout, so just FYI. Alright, so let's find a picture that is a mermaid. There's most of them in here are mermaids, but it might just be easier to flip through and find one I like. Obviously the girl with the unicorn is probably not one. Ooh, that's a good one right there. So when you do break the spine and you have some glue, you just have to be careful and kind of gently pull them apart like so. You can also go through with an X-Acto blade and cut off the glue. I am too lazy. Let's see, which gal is this? So this is Mariana. So maybe on that one. I had done that one. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll kind of go through, so you're not sitting here just watching me pick a picture. I'll find a mermaid I feel like coloring today, and then I will be back, and then I'll pick out my colors. I usually just use Prismacolors in this book. I like Prismacolors on Create Space paper. So yeah, let me pick out an image I feel like coloring and some colors, and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Took me a minute. I am gonna do like a pinkish purple hair, which I tend to love to do with Hannah Lynn, but yes, I'm starting with hair. I almost always start a Hannah Lynn page with the hair, just FYI. But in case you want the combo, I'm gonna try black cherry, dark purple, mulberry, processed red, and pink, and see what happens. I like to just combine. Oh, and I'm gonna need a Splendor blender. So that's the Lyra Splendor blender. I will leave links in the description below to this book, the Splendor blender, and the Prismas. I like the Splendor blender with the Prismas. I used to always use the Prisma blender, but then once I found this Splendor blender, which leaves kind of a nice glossy finish, yeah, I can't go back to the Prisma one now, which is sad because now I'm like, I don't really have much use for the Prisma blender, and I used to buy those in bulk, so I have quite a few Prisma blenders. So I'm like, I need to find a use for those. But I just love the Splendor blender for the name and its blending abilities. So, sorry if I'm off my game and it's taking me a while to get to the point here, but yeah, I have been sick. So, oh my gosh, what was it, like 3 weeks ago now? Both my daughter and I had woke up like one Sunday with just a sore throat, a gnarly sore throat though. Oh my gosh, I could not swallow anything unless it was hot, like a hot tea or a very, very like ice cold drink, and I was just miserable. And then I had no other symptoms though, no fever, nothing. So I thought, well, it must be allergies, you know, spring and all that. And so I kind of just wrote it off as allergies. Let me pause while I sharpen. So yeah, we both her and I had it, and then a couple days later I started to get tired, body aches, chills, low-grade fever. My daughter had a higher fever, mine was low, and just still the sore throat. I had a sore throat like 4 days that was really bad, and then it started to taper off, and then it went on for about 5 days for her, and then she was able to go back to school. I was really run down and tired, and but like no other symptoms other than the sore throat and fatigue and mild fever. And so then I was starting to feel better, and so I was like, okay, I'm finally on the mend. And then I had already been like 9 days of just this kind of wacky sickness, and then I woke up and I didn't feel good at all. Like I felt like a truck was on my chest. I couldn't breathe, so I went to the doctor, and it turned out I developed bronchitis. So I was like, oh great, because I was like, it was just a sore throat. But yeah, so I developed bronchitis, so they put me on a ton of medications, and I still have a cough, obviously, you can hear it. But that was a wild ride. So the last 2 weeks I haven't really done anything. I had filmed before I started to get the bronchitis, you know, truck that hit me overnight. That's what's crazy. I was like starting to feel better, and then just out of nowhere, wham. But I had filmed them, I'm editing them, so I'm gonna post them here pretty soon so you guys can see them. One is kind of late. I had done a video about like my favorite mermaid books that I was gonna focus on for this month, so yeah, I'm gonna be releasing it in the middle of the month, but whatever. Still mermaid, I guess. And then I did finish that brown hair tutorial I had asked you all if you wanted to see, and they're all edited. I just need to get them uploaded actually. So I'm trying to be, I don't know, better with my editing, up my editing game, I guess. Looks like that's hair going through there. But gosh, there's some days I'm just like, I don't want to edit, like just give you guys raw footage, make it real. But unfortunately that's not the standard, you know, like everyone wants to see edited videos, so, and I just suck at it because I don't have the patience for it. But I did finally edit those two. and I'll get them up there hopefully soon. We'll see. But yeah, this all came at the worst time anyway, because excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be clearing my throat throughout this. If I paused every time I had to clear my throat, I don't even think I would produce a video. So I do apologize. But yeah, so my son's baseball league started. He's only doing rec, and the reason for that is just simply because he had gotten all that baseball gear for his birthday and Christmas right before he decided to quit. So I was like, sorry dude, you're playing rec and using all this equipment. So his baseball season started, and then it's overlapping with soccer, which is now his primary sport, soccer. So Saturday, this last Saturday, he had a soccer game first thing in the morning, and of course it's cold and rainy, because why not? And I'm like recovering from bronchitis. My husband was on duty for Mother's Day weekend, so I took my son to the soccer game, and then we had to leave at halftime, hurry home and change because his baseball game excuse me, his baseball game was starting. And normally I would be okay with him being late, but the problem with baseball is they have to put you in the lineup, otherwise you can't play. You can't add players after the game starts. So they would have to put him in the lineup, and if he's not there when he's up to bat, it's an automatic out for the team. So he had to leave soccer to make it, because otherwise his team would have auto outs. And it's a good thing we did, because he was 6th in the batting lineup. So in the first inning, he was actually up to bat when we were there, and he did really well. He's actually an excellent baseball player. So just watching him, I was kind of sad, because I'm like, oh, I wish he didn't want to quit this. But yeah, that'll be the only time we have to worry about them on the same day. It's just the first game of the season they do on Saturdays, but now his games are Monday and Wednesday. I'm actually recording this on a Monday just because my my Tuesdays and Wednesdays are really crazy. So he has a game tonight, and of course it's raining and cold. Isn't it May? I'm so confused now. But yeah, so it's cold and rainy today, and I have to go sit out there in that. And oh my gosh, after sitting at his game for soccer on Saturday in that freezing cold, it was just blowing the coldest wind, and luckily it wasn't raining, but today it's going to. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know, I might be able to talk my husband into taking him, but we'll see. It'd be nice if he could. I'm really like trying to avoid this bronchitis turning into pneumonia. I'm definitely getting better, but yeah, if I don't take it easy, you know, and get rid of it, or I keep putting myself in positions where I'm just not taking care of myself, it could turn into pneumonia. And I'm well aware of it. It's just life doesn't stop when you have kids, and unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, but I mean, I am a fire wife, you know. My husband's schedule is not for him to dictate, and it's really hard for firefighters to take sick days for family members, just because, you know, the schedule is pretty reliant on the guys showing up, rain or shine. He even caught our cold, but he's got an immune system of steel, so he was sick for all of like 48 hours. I was like, oh, I hate you. He was barely sick. There's, I'm just like, but yeah, he just has to go. But I might convince him, because he missed the game on Saturday. It's hard though when he gets off. His first day off duty is pretty rough, because they're up all night and stuff. But the worst thing is so school isn't out yet. So these kids are in school, and a lot of his games are 8 o'clock at night. And for those ones, I'm probably gonna have to get a babysitter, because see, my girls need to be in bed doing their quiet time, and like winding down quiet time at our house starts at 7. Like, they're in their rooms, they're allowed to watch a show or do something, but it must be quiet. Color, read a book in bed, I don't care. You just need to be in your room, winding down. My kids really need that decompression time. Maybe it's genetic because I need it. And then lights out by 8 for my girls because they're just pure evil in the morning. I love them to death, but not in the morning. Woo. And my youngest especially, if she gets off schedule, she has night terrors. It really just screws her up all around. So I might have to hire the gal down the street to babysit because I just found out my husband's working this week during one of the 8 o'clock games, and I'm not a late person. I'm a morning person, so even that game's gonna be really rough on me because, well, I like to be in bed relaxing by 8 o'clock. I don't know about you guys, but I also get up very early. So, but yeah, so I've been busy with that. We've been doing soccer all summer. Well, summer, spring, I mean. Summer's coming. Work has been kind of like one week we're really busy. Next week it's like ghost town. It's really weird. It's not normal for us. So I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, I'm still have great place to work, and the owners are really awesome. Like, they kept telling me to take a day off, and I was like, I just can't mentally. Like, I don't know. It's a big problem of mine. I'm just like, I don't want to take a day off. I want to work. Like, if I have a to-do list, I just can't let it go. Yeah, I mean, not much. I think my last WIP Wednesday was March? I think it was in March, because I distinctly recall doing some sort of clover picture. And I know, so there was a wee bit where I kind of put live streams on hold as well. I'm going to start bringing those back. I'm going to have the Sunday slot like I normally did at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. But I'm not going to start like out the gates going every week. So it may be maybe once a month to start, twice a month. I don't know. It's going to be very haphazard, but it's kind of going to depend, you know, because my son's soccer games, he still has 3 more, and then it'll be all about baseball. But it's like weekends are really precious to me because the week is just always crazy. I mean, my son right now has soccer practice and baseball practice. He's trying out for the comp team the first week of June. And so if he gets onto that, then right when his baseball league ends, in fact, I think he has to miss his last baseball game of the season to go to soccer tryouts, if I'm not mistaken, for the comp team. But he will be starting right up with the team with practices, and I believe his age group starts in the fall. I gotta double check on that. So yeah, we've got to get him situated for that, and it's just gonna be kind of crazy. But yeah, so this summer is gonna be interesting. I honestly don't know how it's gonna work out, because normally he leaves week on, week off in the summer for his dad's, but because of him doing comp soccer, I don't know how that's gonna work out. He may not be doing that. I'm like, everything's in the air at the moment. I don't know what's what. But I'm glad he's picked a sport he likes. He's actually been practicing. We used to have to beg him to get his buns out there and practice baseball. And soccer is not the case. In fact, on Saturday, after having a baseball game and soccer game already, that kid was practicing outside in our backfield from, I don't know what time he started. It was already dark, so it was like 8 or 9. And he practiced until 11 o'clock at night that night. So he really wants to get on a team and be good at soccer. So it's good that he's found something that he like is just so passionate about. He's willing to just go practice. And then even yesterday during Mother's Day, after he cleaned my house, because that's the tradition on Mother's Day, I actually, my rule is I don't want to be a mom, just leave me alone, let me have my time. But clean my house and, you know, all that. And he did that, and then he would go down the street and practice at the fields, and and then come back and check and see if we needed anything, and then he would go practice again. Excuse me. So yeah, he's very dedicated this time around, which is nice, for this sport, I should say, because he's dedicated in well, he wasn't this crazy about baseball. He definitely wasn't practicing at 11 o'clock at night for baseball. So I'm liking that color. I don't think I've used this exact combo, but I've used one that's similar, or maybe I have used it and that's why I picked it so easily. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get back on track now with the watercolor pencil battles. Just be patient with me. It does take a lot of time. I've got to sit down and color a page for each one, and then, you know, kind of research and assess and test. And I'm still trying to debate how I want to break them up, because I kind of want to break them into categories, you know, best budget, best underdog, because there's a lot of pencils that I had never even heard of. And then I go to use them and I'm like, how is this not popular? Like, this thing should be popular. So I've got some like hidden gems. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to categorize them. So that part is holding me up too, because I can't start the battles if I don't have a category. But the first one will be the Albrecht Dürer Super Color. That one's almost done, really. I just have to, excuse me, get their charts filled out and then just get recording. I also have some requests to do like some versus videos, so I'll do that. Those are outside of the watercolor pencils, they're for other products. And then like I have some requests for more watercolor stuff. I'm working on building a summer fun or summer theme palette with paints I have. So I'm going to kind of create that palette, and I'm going to try and record it and kind of show you guys like the colors and maybe paint a picture, you know, something summery. I do a lot of florals though. I don't like do beach scenes or anything, but I could try getting out of my comfort zone, do some sunsets. But yeah, I just need to go through. I went to Blick not too long ago, and they had a sale on Daniel Smith paints at my local Blick, and so I bought quite a few of those. I've just been having so much fun trying out different brands, handmade, and, you know, just the good old sets we all know about. My order from Jackson's latest Schminke sale came in, so I'll be swatching those on camera. I just need to quit being lazy and get my swatch book ready and be in the mood. That's the problem. I love doing watercolor, but it's like you've gotta, by the time the day is over, because I'm so tired, I just don't feel like sitting at my art desk and breaking everything out. But I do have like all these sets to swatch on camera, and these weren't even from the Schminke sale. I got these from the watercolor sale. So a couple months ago they had a just watercolor sale. Killer deals, by the way, on everything. I got Roman Schmal, and then I ended up getting some of these. So I got the Galaxy set from Schminke that I need to swatch for you guys. The Shire one, which I think I'm going to be the most in love with. Maybe I'll even try to replicate the cute images on top. I got the full set of Deep Sea, which I'm also pretty excited about. I really want to see. I got the Haze. Now this is limited edition, so like if you buy their super granulating dot cards, you're gonna notice this isn't in there because this is limited edition. Now I know these ones say it too, but I think they're keeping these around, whereas this they have not officially said. So I bought the whole set. I'm not totally sure I'm gonna like all these colors, but just in case. And then because I have the Schminke dot cards, let me put these pencils down. The granulating dot cards, I was able to test the other colors because there's like a volcanic and a desert set and a glacier set. And so what I did was I kind of swatched from each of those to decide which ones I actually wanted, because I was like, well, if I don't want that whole set, why bother? Oh, there's a forest set as well. So I did get in half pans because the tubes were out of stock by the time I went to buy them. But I grabbed Tundra Violet, Tundra Rose, Tundra Blue, and I think that's it from the Tundra series. Yeah. And then from the Glacier series, I got Glacier Green, Glacier Turquoise, and then I got a tube, a 15 ml tube of Glacier Blue, and I did that because when I swatched it on the dot card, I knew I was going to love that one, so I went for the 15 ml. And I should have bought more of these while I was doing the Schminke sale, but you know, hindsight. I got 2 Forest Blues because when I swatched this, I knew I was going to love it, so I just snagged 2 because I want to split these into 2 different palettes. I got the Forest Green as well. And then about the only color I was interested in from the Volcano set was the Volcano Violet. So I grabbed the 15 ml tube of that one. Now, there's a lot of confusion about these, and I'll go into it when I do my swatching video, but these are convenience mixes. You don't actually have to buy these. Right here, we have PV62 PR108 that creates this. You could literally go take those same colors from the single pigment colors from Schminke and make your own. I'm just lazy. I got 3 kids in sports and a full-time job. If you give me a convenience mix, I'm gonna use it, and I'm not ashamed to. I know there's some purists who are like, you know, causing a lot of hoopla about it, but I am not that person. I will take the convenience mix, and yeah, I'm glad to use it, and I'm not ashamed. But I'll be swatching those and my Roman Schmal, and then I'm gonna work on that custom palette. So yeah, I want to do a lot more watercolor on my channel. I am on the fence though, because you know, sometimes when you branch out, that YouTube algorithm kind of penalizes you for that if you kind of start falling off the path of what you normally do. And so I'm debating if I should make a new channel just for the watercolor and leave adult coloring as its own. It's hard to say though, because when I put a poll out, most of you voted that you were interested in both, because there is some overlap. A lot of watercolor techniques can be used in your adult coloring books, you know? So there was quite a bit of requests to keep it on the same, but at the same time, I don't want to get penalized by the algorithm, because that actually affects whether you even see my content pop up on your home screen. So I gotta do some research and talk to a few of my friends that know about the algorithm better than I do. It's not really an algorithm, it's a recommendation system, but works similar, and just see what they think. And so I may have to split the channels. I just don't know if I have the mental strength to manage 2 channels, or even build another one from the ground up. Ooh. I know people say it's easy the second time around, but maybe if I didn't have a full-time job and all my kids and stuff, maybe. But right now I'm just looking at that like, I don't know about that. We'll see. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know in the comments below kind of what you think. Kindly, of course. I'm not trying to leave anyone out. I will still be doing adult coloring, obviously. I love adult coloring. It's my zen, but I really do love watercolor. So yeah, I may, like for actual watercolor tutorials, I may start a new channel for that. I don't know. It's so hard to say. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying not to let that keep me up at night because there's so many other things I can stress about. So, this cough is going to be the death of me. But yeah, so I've just been sick, so I'm trying to just kind of get over all that. And oh, this week is going to be so busy. My daughters both want to do dance now. My youngest has been asking for a while. She wants to do like dance though, like contemporary type of stuff. She does not want to do ballet. But my older daughter wants ballet. But it's really hard to find ballet classes. Like, well, what's up with that? I'm like calling all these places and they're like, well, we have mixed ballet and jazz. I was like, that's groovy, but my daughter wants to be in the whole tutu and do ballet, like, only. She doesn't want to do jazz. So I'm trying to find a studio that has classic ballet courses. I found one, but she has to audition for the class, and that's making her really nervous. But I was like, dude, if you want to get into ballet, auditioning is something you got to get used to, because that's literally, you're going to have to audition every time you want to move up. And if you want to get into the programs, ballet is not the same as just the dance classes where you're automatically entered in recitals. So she's just going to have to buck up, Buttercup. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Luckily, dance doesn't start until my son's soccer and baseball are over, but if he makes the comp team, then there will be a lot of overlaps. I'm like, ah, but oh well, that's part of being a mom, right? Your life is not your own. But yeah, I'm trying to, I always say I'm like trying to rest, but like I mean tonight I should be resting, right? But instead I may be sitting out in the cold watching a baseball game. If it's raining though, gosh, I hope they cancel it. Because sometimes they'll keep it going if it's just sprinkling. So we'll see. Oh man, this cough. Yeah, I like this color. I do. If you're wondering why I blended out, the thing with Create Space paper is you have about 3 ways to get a smooth finish on Create Space paper, okay? One is just keep layering and layering and layering. I don't layer. I mean, I will if I have to, but if I don't want to, I'm not gonna. So the other way is to put down your layers enough, because you need enough color. A blender pencil is just there to cover the tooth of the paper and bring those colors together. It's not a miracle worker. So you need the right amount of pigment down before you can blend it out. But that covers the tooth. The other option, if you're using, say, Prisma or another, is you could just really do some heavy layers, but that is bad for your hands and bad for your pencils, because your Prismas are going to snap, because that's what they do. They're soft. They're not meant to be pressed in. Even though I call them the smoosh pencils, I don't literally mean like, you know, smash them into your paper. But yeah, so those are kind of your options. And I'm coloring Hannah Lynn hair. It's pretty cartoonish. I'm not gonna sit here and layer for days, you know. I don't flick Hannah Lynn hair. I kind of enjoy the just free style. You could technically blend with your lightest color. However, the problem with that is it depends on what your lightest color is. Like in this case, my lightest color is pink. If I were to blend this all out smoothly, Prismacolor are very opaque. It is going to change the complete color profile here. It's not going to look like this. In fact, you will see the opacity of this pink color overtaking these dark colors, and it'll be kind of more of a pink milk. So that's something you got to keep in mind when you're working with Prisma. Other brands, you can get away with it if they're not as opaque, but Prisma, I mean, these things are just meant to, you know, blend right over. So you got to keep that in mind. Prisma White you can totally just go right on top of that bad boy. So I wouldn't recommend that technique in this instance if your lightest color is that far away, because I mean, look how far away we're going between those two colors. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep this short just because if I go too long while I'm recovering, I'm gonna get into one heck of a coughing fit. So I think I'm gonna call it here. But thank you all for one, voting to bring back WIP Wednesday. That meant a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And just hanging out and listening to me. Stay tuned, check out the videos as I get them out. I'm not putting myself on a schedule. I'm not going to be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to see a video. There may be a week where you see a video for every day, or one video a week. It really just depends on the intensity of that video. Like if I'm doing a full-length color along, obviously it's going to take me longer. I do want to start getting back into those. But yeah, we shall see where that goes. So thank you all for hanging out with me and checking out my channel. If you're new or just coming back and hanging out for a WIP Wednesday, I do have my mermaid nails on. I told myself, I was like, gosh, these are so cute. I need to get a lot of filming done while I've got these nails on. But yeah, stay tuned and check out my Instagram. I was really naughty last month, but this month I do plan to post a lot more pictures on Instagram of my finished projects, and I will also always try to put them in my community tab as well as my Discord. I have been really bad about keeping up with my Facebook group, but it is just it's a lot to manage for a single person to do, and the Discord group has been a lot easier. So I highly suggest that if you are in my Facebook group, come on over to the Discord. It's like a live chat. It's also a lot easier to use once you get used to it, whereas Facebook, just the way they organize the posts is just erratic, and I miss so many. And that way in Discord, it's just, you know, everything stays in order. The algorithm doesn't push things up or whatever, and yeah, I like it so much better. And also there's voice chat. Occasionally while I'm working, I actually pop into the voice chat. I just don't think anyone notices I'm hanging out there. So just something to keep in mind. While I'm sick, of course, I probably won't, because I'll be coughing in people's ears. But sometimes I even pop in there while I'm doing prep work for, like, you know, getting swatch charts together, or prepping for just something. So yeah, come hang out there. It's a lot more of a community feel to it instead of a post your picture and run away. So that's where you'll catch more stuff. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And until next time, take care. Bye now.